Have you ever felt you figured trading out and then boom, big loss? This is for you. That cycle is normal and everybody goes through it. But the problem isn't your strategy or skill, it is your expectations. In this video, I'll show you why early profits lie to you and what actually matters to become consistent. Trading skills is not measured by the amount of money you make. It is measured by the number of corrections you experience and trade it through and not blowing up during those market crashes. It's very important that we measure this because if we only look at a bull market, everybody's making money. Everybody is a genius. It is not hard to make money in a bull market. The hardest part is to not lose a lot of money or even make money during a market crash. That is the real skill. That is what separates hobbyists and professionals. I remember when I first started trading, I was very excited. I was very disciplined and I followed the standard rule of trading 3 months in sim first. Now, of course, during those 3 months, I did amazing. So I went on to trading live in my fourth month. In my first month of live trading, I did excellent. My profits were good. I was so proud of myself. So the second month, I thought I was ready and I doubled my size. I did not trade a small account when I first started. It was actually a mid six-figure account. I actually had some very good deals in real estate. So I used those profits and I fueled my trading account. Second month, I also did amazing. I calculated the annualized return and I just couldn't believe what I was doing. I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm so smart. I got this whole trading thing figured out. Why am I even doing real estate? Thank God I didn't pull in more money because by the third month of live trading, I doubled my size again. So this is 4 times than when I started because of my confidence and my track record. A total of 5 months of solid and consistent profits at that point. 3 months of sim and 2 months of live trading. And that's when I got humbled. I got a big loss during the market correction. Thank God I didn't blow up my account because I still had proper risk management, but it was definitely unnecessary to lose that much if I did not scale up that fast. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, especially beginner traders. I did a deep dive on my own self on why did this happen to me, especially I was successful in many other endeavors that I do. For example, in my career as a software engineer, I was able to reach the top of my field fairly quickly, and I was able to start my own consulting practice. I even have people under me. I also do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I do various sports, and I compete in all of those sports. I won many awards before. I won many medals before. When I was young, I participated in a lot of various contests such as math contests, science contests, and I always excelled in all of them. I'm sure a lot of you are very successful businessmen or successful professionals in your respective fields too. You guys are also very smart, and that's why you guys have the confidence to trade your own money and to manage your own money. However, being successful in all our other endeavors does not mean we will be successful in trading. And unfortunately, this psychological trap can be detrimental to our trading career. We expect we will have the same amount of success we have in our other fields in trading. And because of that, we will get overconfident. We will size up way too early. We will risk way too much. And that will cause big drawdowns, unnecessary drawdowns. Another factor that affects a lot of traders is social media and content online. On Reddit or on YouTube, we often see a lot of people making a lot of money. It doesn't help, especially when everybody only shares their profits and not many people share their losses. When we see everybody online wins, we start to question ourselves. Why am I so slow? Why is everybody winning except me? Or even if you're winning, hey, why don't I size up? It gives you bad ideas and it causes you to start having unhealthy habits, such as over leveraging and risking too much. on a trade. If you guys remember COVID crash that happened in 2022, there was actually a bull run that lasted 2 years right after the V-shaped recovery. One day I was at Costco and I remember hearing a few workers very excitedly talking about how they made thousands of dollars just now during their lunch break. One of them was saying they cannot wait any longer. They're ready to be a full-time trader. They were planning to quit their job next month. I really hope they didn't, because I know there was a 10-month bear market in 2022. Now, given their style of trading and their risk management of going all in, I'm pretty sure they did not survive it. It brings me back to my point of how profits during a small amount of time really distorts our ability to think logically. If I were to ask those workers, do you think you can be a master in, say, a trade, for example, electrician or plumber, in a few months? They would say no. But in trading, many people believe they can become a trading professional in just a short amount of time. I find this trend very common, and I experienced it myself, but it only applied to trading. I'm a professional real estate investor, and also I have investments in my retirement account that holds index ETFs. Let's talk about my retirement account. I don't expect those to double in a year or two. I expect them to double in 7 years with a 10% yearly growth, thanks to the law of 72. In my real estate investments, my timeline and expectations is in the 7 to 10 year range. Even though I'm very patient in those investments, for some reason, when it comes to trading, I also had unrealistic expectations too. Trading is a business, and business takes time to build up. If you were to open a typical business, say a consulting service agent, would you expect yourself to be profitable from the start? Would you expect yourself to be making lots of money from the start? Even if you made a lot of money, would you be super confident and label yourself as a master of business? You probably wouldn't. It will take at least a few years to experience the up and downs of the business. You probably would also know profits does not mean being a master of that business. But for some reason, we have unrealistic expectations, especially on the timeline of the trading business. We make good money in the beginning and we start thinking we're the next trading master. If you guys can have just one takeaway from this video, I hope it is, in order to become a professional trader, you will need to experience multiple corrections. And that takes a few years. Let me repeat, years, not a few months. No book or course out there will replace experience. So take your time, trade small, and go through a few corrections without losing by controlling your risk. Trade small, trade safe.